All right, you've done a scan with your scanner. Old technology when photographs only could be printed. Don't worry, it might be receipts. Anything that you've got a big group of that you want to all crop and rotate into separate little groups. There's just one little button. I'll also show you how to remove the rounded corners that the 1980s love so much. You can see this corner's done, this one's not. Same with this, I did this side easily, quick, and left the rounded corners over this side to show you. Plus you get to meet my family. You didn't even ask, but you have zero choice if you want to learn the technique. All right, let's jump in. All right, from the 05 cropping folder, open up crop and rotate 1. So this here is a scan of a bunch of images from me as a kid, my little brother, and I want to scan them all in bulk. I don't want to have to scan them individually. The trouble is, I've kind of done this on purpose to kind of rotate it around so it's a little bit harder to crop. We want to let Photoshop do a lot of the work. Now we're using photographs here. I do this also for receipts. I need to scan them and send them in, so I just put as many as I can fit, like Tetris, onto the scanner, scan them, and hit the auto crop and rotate. It's pretty easy. File, go to automate. And this one here says crop and straighten photos. Kick back, relax. And you can see it on the top here is my original. And then there's these other tabs, all the images. Okay, it doesn't know which way's up, so we're gonna have to go and rotate them. And I'll show you a couple of other little tricks, but that's the basics. Let's say this one here, that's me as a kid. Family history time, that's my mum and my little brother. That's me and my dad, and that's my little brother. That little bee there is now hanging above my son's cot. Quick, mum. All right, let's fix this one, my little brother. So image rotation, we're gonna go counterclockwise. If you're like me, you have to draw the clock in the sky, can never remember. But let's say these corners here, up until now we've been using like the lasso tool. We're gonna jump back to one of the tools we learned in the Essentials course. It's a spot healing brush, it's this Band-Aid here. Now, if you haven't used it for a while, it's a whole lot better because it's using content aware. So basically we are using content aware fill, but more as a brush. So it's gonna be a bit easier. Pick a brush size that's kind of appropriate and just paint out the edges. You can be quick and rough. 1980s, they loved the rounded corners, huh? It's pretty amazing. The spot healing brush, awesome. I'll show you another trick that I do. Let's say, not that one, this one here didn't have rounded corners, but there's still just this weird trim around the outside. So I'll rotate it clockwise, clock in the sky. What we can do is a select all. So Control A on a PC, Command A on a Mac. And then there's this option in here that says select, modify, and contract. I want to bring it in a bit. Now, by default, that's off. Because we're using the canvas bounds, like the outside, it won't work unless we turn that on. So how far do I want to come in? I'm just going to come in, accidentally click 12, that'll do. Just so that I've got that kind of banding around the outside, I'm going to invert the selection, Command-Shift-I, or Control-Shift-I on a PC. And then we fill it with Content Aware Fill. Now, just so you know, I use it so often that I've added this shortcut. There was a shortcut on my Mac. I can't remember what it was, but if you look at yours and you're on a Mac, problem is that shortcut opened something like iTunes or something. So I've made my own by going down to keyboard shortcuts because I use it so often. Go, click OK. I find that's an easy way to kind of get the edges. And if you're doing a lot of these, they could easily be an action. Select all, contract 10, 12 pixels, fill, content aware, save, close. All right, you can leave now because I'm just going to go down memory lane. Look at my dad. Oh man, he was young. He still has the mustache, bits of his hair, more than me at least, that he did not pass along in his genes. Same thing here, probably just needs to come in just a tiny bit. The cool thing about it is it'll remember the last thing you did. You can turn it into a slightly fast. I'm using shortcuts and stuff to impress you and to show you that you can turn this into like a little production line. Ooh, make sure you invert selection first. Otherwise, let's see what content aware fill does. All right, totally go to the next video now. So inverting selection, I'm just finishing these off. All right, looks good. And we've already done that one. That is my little big brother. He's younger than me, but he's about twice the size of me. About as tall as I am, but twice as broad. You did not need to know that one, but because you hung around to the end and got to know the family, I'm gonna show you a little trick. I'm gonna go File, Close, because I've already done these scans and I don't need them again. Let's just say you've done it and you're working on stuff and you just don't need a bunch of stuff that's open because you're messing around. I'll show you a cool little shortcut. So people don't know that you can go File, Close All, which is handy. You just want to get out and I want to close all of these done, apply to all and hit don't save. And it just closes them all in one big go. Another little trick is this only works on a Mac, I'm pretty sure. If I go Command W to close, and instead of coming down here to don't save, okay, I just hit Command and whatever the first letter is. So if I go Command C, it'll cancel. Command S will save. Command D will don't save. So is it a shortcut? If I'm doing shortcuts with the keyboard, both hands on it, I don't like to then grab my mouse and move it down and click again. That could just be me, but so close, don't save. I'm just kind of Command W, Command D, Command W, Command D, Command W. Okay, so whatever the first letter is. Drop me a note in the comments if there's a technique for doing PC as well to help PC people out. All right, on to the next video.